to 7. Chisato Yoko, wearing that number 8 jersey, she's shown on that side. And then Norika Taniguchi got 2 tries, and Taniguchi will start this particular match on the bench. Well, for Colombia, still very much in search of their first win. But one of their standout players is wearing that number 3 jersey, Alejandra Betancourt. Keep an eye out for her.
Please welcome to the field, Japan and Colombia.
So the first bowl semi-final sees Colombia take the pitch against Japan. And look at the Japan team, they come out and they then practice their tackling against each other. Watch this, what a way to start a game. Out they come, a couple of tackles in. And that just gets us ready. Meanwhile, Colombia in the middle. Colombia well pumped up there. And our referee in the middle, Jessica Beard from New Zealand. So there's the whistle then, the start of the first bowl semi-final. Japan playing in the white jerseys up against Colombia. Japan with 1 win to their credit, and Colombia searching for their first win of the tournament. They're making their debut on the Sevens World Series. So Japan switching play here. Yoko, we identified her. Yoko spills the ball there, she's wearing that scrum cap. And Colombia with turnover ball, then attack from deep. Ana Ramirez spills the ball, so scrappy old start, but an advantage being played. Jessica Beard will indicate the penalty there on that 10-metre line. Alongside me, Scott Hastings, is Sue Day, former England 15s and 7s player. And Sue, well, Colombia, they've qualified for the Olympic Games. Could this be their moment to try and get their first victory of the weekend?
It could be. Based on yesterday, Japan certainly will be favourites. It's been a steep old learning curve for this Colombian team, that's for sure.
So Colombia searching for the ball at the bottom of that ruck. Camila Lopera, who scored their only try against Fiji and converted it. But look at the Japanese coming up in defence, forced the error there. So that's a knock-on, and Japan will look to counter-attack from this play. Breaking away is their captain, Chichiro Nakamura. Did she drop the ball there? She got it down. No, says Jessica Beard. Opening try then from Japan through Chichiro Nakamura.
Yeah, critical player for France. Nakamura scores the tries, drops the conversions. A lovely little show and go for this try, just fooled the defence. Been scrappy till now, but here it goes. It's from turnover ball, so there's the knock-on. They turn it over, then she just feints as if she's going to pass outside. The defence falls off her, and she powers through. Just about got the touchdown. Ball in 2 hands when you touch the ball down, Scott.
Thankfully, I don't play anymore, Sue. But you're right, such a feature of the game. So important that the basic skills are executed.
Yeah, that's right. And that's exactly what Colombia need now, the basic skills to get the ball into the open spaces.
I do believe, Sue Day, that was a commentator's curse there as Catarina Medina took the ball, but it's something that Colombia are going to have to get used to, because the pressure intensity of international 7-a-side rugby is such that you need that full concentration. Watch the lineup here for Japan behind the back of the scrum. This is very, very unique. 2 players behind each other. There's a wraparound movement here. Hand off, the captain there goes in, Nakamura, to recycle the ball for Japan. Yoko into Kuwai with the little step. Yoko goes in to try and collect the ball. Good play here by the Japanese team, recycling the possession well. Wraparound play is good though from Yamaguchi. Ball on that far side, but I think a hint of a knock on there from Tomita wearing that scrum cap. Yes, it was, but an opportunity butchered by the Japanese.
You took the words out of my mouth there. All they had to do was simply move the ball through the hands into the wide open spaces. They got too flat out wide, they ran sideways too much and butchered one golden opportunity.
So do you reckon that the coach for Japan, Kiko Asami, should be saying to his players, let the ball do the work?
Some cliches are cliches because they're true.
Here's Kiko Asami. Japan, well, they're on 5 points, currently lying in the 11th position and off the bench, wearing the number 3 jersey. Ai Nakamura plays for the Rakus Queens Kumiyaga Cup. The 22-year-old making her debut here in Atlanta. So great experience for these young ladies, travelling the globe, playing this wonderful sport of 7-a-side rugby. So feeding the scrum for Colombia, Camila Lopera, 20-year-old student. Trying conversion, as I mentioned earlier on, against Fiji in their opening game. Such delight for Colombia when they scored that opening try. But unfortunately conceding 41 points to Fiji. They've conceded 34 without response to Australia. And England hammered even more points against that Colombian side, 45 points to 0.
And we say it a lot, another cliche, it's much, much harder when you're defending than it is in attack in sevens, and so this team will be pretty tired from all that defending yesterday.
Well, the footballing skills from Solange Delgado, but a penalty, a quick tap and go. Surely Japan will score from here, but the tap restart wasn't taken from the right place, so Jessica Beer quite rightly asks the play to be set again. Up comes the Japanese captain, Chicharu Nakamura. Little tap and go. Good tackle comes in from Colombia's Betancourt. Alejandro Betancourt, and then Ana Ramirez wearing that distinctive pink tap has just held up the Japanese player over the line. Is that a try being scored? No, it's 5-yard scrum, so good defence there from Colombia.
And Route 1 stuff from Japan. There's the distinctive tap where one player taps, the other player picks, but then it was pretty Route 1, just try and barge over the try line, but Colombia get bodies beneath the ball.
I must say, I quite like the Colombian strip, Sue, isn't it? It's very colourful. Don't adjust your volumes on your colour channel there. It's Japanese are on the attack. Well, it was a flat pass. Colombia good with the defence again, but can Japan sneak down that blind side? They're over in the corner, and the try scorer on this occasion is Makiko Tomita.
It wasn't the most beautiful sevens in the world, but it was effective. Route 1 again from Japan.
Oh, my apologies, it's Ano Kuwai.
Yeah, that was a very flat pass, wasn't she? She almost overran it, just managed to grab hold, and in the end, Kuwai takes out 3 Colombian defenders, barging her way over the line.
Yeah, Ana Kuwai, my apologies. There is Tomita, also distinctive with the look. Well, there's the half-time hooter. 2 tries to the good for Japan, 1 conversion, and they're 12 points to 0 up in the lead. Kick downfield by Colombia, it's knocked on, so advantage is with Japan. Ball's just kicked out, so that will bring down the first half of this first bowl semi-final here in Atlanta. Half-time score then sees Japan go in at half-time, 12 points to 0 up over Colombia.
足掛けにして2人目のサポートもう一回早く行こう。早く抜いてくれた通りワンワン仕掛けよう。オッケー。より早く、そこにもう一回元に戻す。どこも空いてるけど、まずワンワン徹底しましょう。でベースね、タックルプラス、まだ出てない。タックルプラス、多分さ、後半近くて相手もっともっと当たってくるから、そこフィジカルこっちに勝ちましょう。
相手2枚目が遅いから1枚目でタックルちゃんと合わせればすぐ取れると思うし、あと7分の時があるからちょっと裏も見て。
オッケー。ペナルティーだけノーペナルティーで。
どうするそのペナルティーが何のペナルティーですか？
ブレイクダウン。
乗っ取り
オフサイドの取りに行って取られたらもう公園に行こう。うちは
公園に行こう。かなり取られちゃってて連続してもったいないからで、アタックもう一回前行こう。確かに隙間が見えるんだけどちょいちょいやらないでもう一回前に行って速いテンポで出すっていうのをやれば絶対空いてくるから、もう一回シンプルに前に行ってパスに逃げない。
キックオフ取ったら一回フォワード行こう。
The better it's going to get for everyone, everywhere. That's why we're going today, tomorrow, and the day after.
So the second half here in the bowl semi-final between Japan and Colombia. Japan leading at the half-time mark by 12 points to 0 over Colombia. So the kick-off restart collected by Japan now. Can they set up on the set counter-attack? Playing scrum half there was Ayaka Suzuki. Japan moving the ball out through their captain Nakamura. Strong running from Japan now. That's them up over the half line. Plenty of lines. There's the tackling coming in from the Colombians. We've seen how effective they are in the defensive duties. Played well in that first half. Wraparound play by the Japanese as Yamanaka makes the pass. This is their forward Aya Nakamura. The ball spilled and the ball indeed out. So a good attack by Japan. Interesting enough, Sude, in the game against Spain that Japan won by 15 points to 7, they actually attacked Spain down these short, close channels and tried to force their way. They didn't play a wide, expansive game.
Now they seem to play one thing or the other. They have the whole team attacking narrow and then occasionally spread everybody out wide. It's not a combination of the two. I thought they were doing a pretty good impression of Fiji just there with all the offloads, but it didn't quite come off.
Delgado then will throw the ball in at the line-out. But Japan have intercepted the ball. Was that a knock-on? No, it went back. So good handling on that far side. Just a show on the ball of Taniguchi. Well, we thought she would come off the bench in the second half, and Taniguchi, one of their strike runners, playing very well. Now Japan, route number 1 for them. Good handling from them. Now that's the 22-metre line, so they're up and over, recycling the possession here. Good inside pass, but picked up. Is the chance here for Colombia. The breakout up to the halfway line goes Delgado. Delgado in the tackle, caught by the Japanese, but holds onto the ball. And look at the way Japan now counter-attack straight away through Nakamura. Well, it looked like that there's a knock-on there from Yamanaka. The captain Nakamura. Nakamura, will she go the distance? She needs some support. She gets that ball back in. And an excellent try here from Japan. All their efforts are rewarded there. Maki Takano.
I said just now they've been doing a bit of an impression of Fiji. Watch this offload coming up. She gets caught, then the offload out the back. Lovely. Really simple, effective sevens. A thing of beauty.
And the additional conversion is good from Mio Yamanaka. So Maki Takano with an excellent try for the Japanese side. So this will give them plenty of confidence. It looks as though they'll be going into the final. Look at that little switch pass that Sude was mentioning. Good backing up there, wasn't it, from Maki Takano. Takano from the Nihon Taiku University. The 20-year-old scoring with her second try of the weekend. So the drop kick restart by Mio Yamanaka. Oh, that was brilliantly taken by Sharon Acevedo. Sharon Acevedo breaking down towards the 22. Now, can Colombia finish off some of this promise that they've shown in this particular game? Well, the knock-on, but the penalty opportunity. Japan were penalised for not releasing the player on the ground. Well, that's got a little bit tight there as Alejandra Betancourt goes down. Ball held by Nicole Acevedo. Nicole and Sharon, sisters on this Colombian team. What an honour it is to play with a sibling in the same team. Well, it's route number one, isn't it, for Betancourt? And, well, it's just Colombia getting all a little bit bunched up. They're panicking a wee bit within that try-scoring zone. You could throw a blanket over them. Now opportunity on that outside if they can get the ball to the left. Well, that's a butchered chance there from Sharon Acevedo. That ball should have been ruled. Betancourt, 2 yards to go. Try time, Colombia! Brilliant try by Sharon Acevedo.
They made it. It's not sevens as we know it. Laura Gonzalez, first try at Atlanta this weekend, makes it over the try line. As you say, Scott, they're about the whole team, defence and attack, within about 10 metres. In the end, she bundles over the try line. Pick and go, pick and go, pick and go.
Yeah, my apologies there for Laura Gonzalez there, the veterinary student. Gets the try on debut for Colombia, and sheer delight for Colombia, and their resilience that they've shown over the weekend has to be admired.
Yeah, I said earlier on, it's so tough when you're defending, and so to be on the second day, a minute and a half away from the end of the game, and to have the heart and the spirit to be hitting back and scoring, brilliant for them. It's such a big ask to jump into the middle of the World Series as they've done.
So the Japanese have to go back on that ball. Mio Yamanaka. Breakout from Japan, but another mistake that's crept in from their counter-attack there.
Japan just tend to get a bit flat, don't they, when they've got really good opportunities, and so it really puts the pressure on the player receiving the ball, because they end up getting a bullet pass. They just need to come from a bit more depth, and you don't need quite such the accuracy pass. You can pick the ball up out of the air on the way past, but they just get a little bit overexcited. They need to keep their patience.
So the scrum going down. Ball then felled by the try scorer Laura Gonzalez. Japan, well, you can just see they're just out muscling the Colombians, and Japan will just see out the next 15 seconds of this game. Well, all they had to do was keep possession, but this gives the opportunity for Colombia one last chance. So there's the final hooter. So Delgado will throw the ball into the line out. Delgado. Well, there's a knock on there from Colombia. That will be the last action of this first bowl semi-final. Wonder if Jessica Beard will just blow a whistle. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. So that brings down the action of the first bowl semi-final. So Japan have won this one by 19 points to 7 over Colombia. So Japan will progress into the final. For Colombia, well, it's all about a learning curve from
Confirmation of what is to come. First up, we have the bowl final. Ireland, well, how much will they love to get their hands on some silverware? They must get past Japan to do so, and that's coming up in a few minutes' time. So the crowd still here in their numbers. The beautiful sunshine continues to come down in Atlanta, and they are looking forward to the series of matches to come. The silverware on offer. This is the business end of the tournament here in Atlanta. And first up, we have our bowl final. It's game 30 in Atlanta. It is Japan in 11th against Ireland in 12th, and it'll be an interesting battle between these two. Played just once previously, and that was Ireland emphatic winners by 33 points to 0. Will it go something similar? I doubt it very much. That is the starting teams, and Ireland, Ashley Baxter out injured at the moment, so they only have 4 replacements. O'Flynn starts along with Williams and Flood. Again, they've gone for Ali Miller on the bench. Why not change it? Because they worked so effectively last time out. The Japanese, well, Yoko, a couple of tries to her name. Nakamura, the captain. Fascinating battle.
Please welcome to the field, Japan.
Teams out for the bowl final in Atlanta. Ireland against Japan. And the crowd that are here lending itself to the atmosphere. Japanese, as is tradition now, getting themselves used to the rough and tumble that is to come in this physical game that is sevens rugby. Ireland straight into a huddle. Anthony Eddy pleased with their performance last time to win against Spain, but Japanese, that's the tail of the tape so far. They got past Colombia after beating Spain, so they're going for 3 wins in a row. Ireland, on the other hand, have only 1 win from their last 4 games. That was the crucial one against Spain after burying yesterday's disappointment and poor form from day one. England international Sue Day is beside me as we get confirmation of our referee for this afternoon's game, Eri Perrott. And Sue, Ireland against Japan, whichever team wants this more, you feel, is going to get the job done today.
Both teams are going to want this, there's no doubt about that. It's been a disappointing tournament for Ireland, but you know, it's a close game at the end of yesterday against Russia, and a really good performance against Spain, so they'll have their tails up. Japan, as you say, 3 possible wins in a row.
Well, that one went straight down the middle. I don't think Lucy Mulhall intended that, because all Ireland's runners were on the left-hand side of the pitch. Williams, O'Flynn and Naupu. I think it just came off the inside of her boot, and boot. But Japan with possession just shy of the halfway line. So a little show and go from a scrum half. There was an interception opportunity there, came off a foot and then knocked on, so Ireland would have advantage as Audrey O'Flynn picks that one off the deck, looks for Williams, and the pass was stiff, and Mulhall have to take that off the ground. Murphy Crowe, outsider, has to go in and recycle possession here. Williams presenting herself for the pass, but had to get in support there for Kim Flood. 2 of them on the pitch for Ireland, Stacey and Kim. 3 and 10. Naupu trying to go straight up the middle. It's a feature of her play, sucks in 2 defenders. If they get quick ball, it works, but that time they got turned over, and it's no time to waste here. Japan trying to use this one quickly. Runners on the outside, trying to step in. Yoko tackled 5 metres short. Still there for Japan, taken up this time by Nakamura, the captain. Needs a bit of help though, still on her feet. Ball at the back there from Kuai. They're going to go wide here. This is Suzuki with the pass on the outside. Race for the line, Yamaguchi. Just short. Oh, brilliant try-saving tackle from Mulhall. Went backwards and the pop pass is there. And Yamanaka scores for Japan. Well, full of pace in the opening 90 seconds. And Yamanaka, her first try this weekend.
Yes, good backing up from Yamanaka. Mulhall makes the tackle just about. They all count as long as you get hold of something and bring them down. But the offload off the ground was a good one, wasn't it? Yamanaka picks it up because that all came because this play is all the way on one side of the pitch. Then Japan managed to spin it all the way back to the other end. You've only got 7 defenders covering the pitch. It's a big old space to cover. Japan managed to stretch the Irish defence enough.
So Japan strike first in the bowl final, and conversion to come. We're all the way from the corner. I tell you what, you could put another 20 gears on that one and it still wouldn't have reached. But it doesn't matter. Japan have 5 points on the board, and happy faces for Kiko Asami, the Japan coach. Ireland want to try and get back into this one. They went 5-0 down against Spain, don't forget, and managed to claw their way back.
They did. It was a really good performance against Spain. Once they'd shrugged off that early score against them, they played the best rugby they've played all tournament.
So Japan giving chase. Audrey O'Flynn underneath it. What about that for a take from the Irish number one? And look at that, pumping the legs to the halfway time. Brilliant strength in the carry. Ireland want quick ball. Are saying we can't get quick ball, and Japan impeding. Penalty against. Williams gets on with it, and there for Flood now. Mulhall, little step up for inside. Mulhall, Lucy Mulhall, lovely break there for Flood. Williams in the middle, 2 to bring her down. Little break in the middle, Kim Flood, or Stacey Flood I should say, still there. Oh, Murphy Crowe can't hang on, went backwards. That's Kim Flood, tries the elbow off as opposed to the hand off. Referee says no problem. Naupu with the dummy, Naupu still going, kicking the legs, needs help and gets it. Mulhall to tidy up, still there for Ireland. Murphy Crowe, if the pass goes, if the pass goes, it didn't go, and Japan have stolen possession. Well, that was criminal from Ireland, and Japan trying to get this one away. Possession key, they're keeping it tight. Tackle goes in from the Irish captain. Sene Naupu says thank you very much underneath the post, and Ireland strike back.
Well, Sene Naupu has spared the blushes of Amy Lee Murphy-Crowe there. There was a 2-on-1 for Ireland. As it is, Naupu gets in there and just steals the ball in the tackle, doesn't she? Brilliant work. But Ireland had just given away an easy 2-on-1 opportunity before that.
So, Mulhall adds the extra 2. That was all upper body strength from Sene Naupu, living in Galway, playing club rugby with Connacht, and Ireland strike back 7 points to 5. Are they Irish, do you think, or did they just steal that flag? I'll go with the latter. 2 minutes left to play, end-to-end stuff. Japan with the first, Ireland with the second. Very little between them, and Mulhall gets us back underway. That one hanging high, and chance for Flood to get up there. Williams after it. Japan settle down, want to keep possession here, and a dummy! Sold again, thank you very much. That'll be $10 even. Ireland give away the penalty, not releasing the tackler. Audrey O'Flynn, the guilty player. Quick tap and go this time from Kuai. Gets the pass away, nice hands here. Oh, delayed it, but oh, if it would have been lovely if it had gone to hand. But Yamaguchi keeps it alive. Little dummy and show there from Suzuki, and the pass as well is good. Tomita tackles, still there. Yuko, drifting pass on the outside. Chance to step from Yamanaka, she has one already. She won't get 2 on this occasion. Ireland get the numbers across. There's nobody blindside though. If Japan pick and go blind, Mulhall back on her feet to seal off the danger down that blind side. But they've gone, and the pass, it should be there. Beautiful try. Japan over again, and we're going to see a card as well for Ireland, so a double whammy. Sue Day, what about that?
Yeah, it was good vision from Japan, a little bit of inexperience from Ireland defending around the fringes. It's all very well spreading wide, but you've got to cover the defence around the fringes. First they didn't, left the space for Japan.
So here was the build-up, and Japan just patience really in attack, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you can see there just was no cover around the fringes, which allowed Kuai to get through.
That was the conversion attempt. No joy though. So it's 10 points to 7, 3 points to gap, and Ireland are going to have to play the next couple of minutes with just 6 players. So anytime they can eat up with possession in hand. Naupu, already one try, lovely handoff as well to Stacey Flood, and there's Mulhall, gets the pass away. Murphy Crowe, a couple of tries for her in the last game against Spain, a semi-final, and crucial they were too. Mulhall to O'Flynn, doesn't want to get isolated here, but manages to suck in two. Japan have to leave that on the ground, and there's Murphy Crow. How much pace has she got? Kicks the legs and going to try and win this one. Murphy Crow with the handoff. Ireland, with only 6 players on the pitch, get their second try, and Amy Lee Murphy Crow jots down. Looks like she took a bit of a knock to the ribs on the way to that one. Her 3rd try this weekend, and that's the perfect response.
Brilliant from Ireland, brilliant vision. First of all, they're moving it out into the open spaces. Lucy Mulhall manages to get that pass away. They don't get the knock on, they recycle it and realise that there's space down the blind side. And Amy Lee Murphy Crow shows off a bit of that pace that she's got. Finishes it off for Ireland with only 6 on the pitch. Not bad.
Well, the conversion off the post. And that will be the last action of the first half. So Ireland, even despite being reduced to 6 players, they lead here by 12 points to 10.
Take a deep breath right now. Stop panicking, deep breath right now.
Okay, listen up, girls. We've got a minute left on this sin bin, so we control possession for a minute. We get possession early, we control it nice and tight for a minute, alright? And then we get back to 7 players. Okay? Attack, I want us to go forward, alright? So we can go forward just around the ruck, we can go forward by shifting it. We can get them going backwards with strong physical carries. We have to chase in. I want more support than what we've got at the moment. So then we can shift the ball. You can run them around, all right? You can run straight through them and you can run them around just as we did there. There's space for us all the time, all right? They've got to commit numbers to get us down on the ground. Defensively, more discipline. I don't want you sticking your head in there if you're not going to come out with a football. You have to show discipline. You've got to show respect for what our principles are. You've got to show respect for your teammates in that regard. Because if you don't come out with the ball, they've got to do your job, all right? So absolute discipline in our defensive line. Let's go.
Big minute here, girls. Big minute. Ears open, right? 1, 2, 3. Ireland! That's it, girls. We're going to sprint on him as well. Get out quick, come on.
So we're just about set for the second half. Anthony Eddy wants discipline from his team. He wants them to control possession for the first minute of the second half because they're still down to 6. And we're underway. Japan playing from right to left. Williams gathers. Had to keep her eye on that one. Under pressure because Japan had a wall of players coming up here. Little step and a nice hand from Stacey Flood. Mulhall asking for ball protection. They went forward though, referee playing advantage. And that's exactly what Ireland did not want today.
No, listened to the instruction initially, kept it tight, but it was just a mistake in the breakdown. Quite why she's trying to pick that up again, I'm not sure. Just take it to ground, clear out, move it again. But they're back to 7 now, at least.
Saved by the bell. All about defence here. Japan with 2 players at the back of the scrum standing right behind each other. You can see single file almost. So this a pre-rehearsed move. Referee says you must be at least 5 metres back.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Interesting to see what Japan up their sleeve from here. Here's the pre-rehearsed move. They're trying to break the tackle and get the pass away. Good, solid Irish defence. Ball there now for Yamanaka, the try scorer. Yoko with the scrum cap. Got the pass. And they keep it alive as well. Going for the corner is Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi tries to step. Still with the ball. And she hits the deck eventually. Ireland doing just enough to keep them out. This game is end-to-end. Anybody so far. Tanako with the pass on the outside. Crunching hit from Mulhall. Had to be made, that tackle. Still there. And it's Takano, the big number 5 for Japan. Ireland having to hold that defensive line. Ball was out, says the referee. Williams with a cruncher. And she forces the knock-on. Take that. Mulhall back on her feet. Ireland get the penalty. What about that for a hit from Megan Williams? Referee said the ball is out, Sue. Good night, good luck.
Yeah, once the referee said that, it's fair game. The player has her hands on the ball, so Megan Williams quite entitled to tackle her. It's quite a crunch.
Well, Ireland up the line, decided to take the line out, and they'll have the put in here. Again, it's an area that they're quite proficient at. Megan Williams going to jump. And watch Sene Nupu crash up the middle here. Japan miss a tackle, she will be gone. So Flood to throw. Williams gathers. Nice take, ball off the top. There from Mulhall, pass right in front of her. She might have a fancy go herself. Now Nupu through the middle. Now Nupu kicking the legs to the halfway line. Still there from Mulhall. Options on the right hand side. Williams step and needs help. Carries it 2 hands into contact. Japan trying to wrestle that ball. Ireland just about get away with maybe holding on a little bit too long there. Back from Nupu, still there. And again, Japan struggling to get their hands on this ball. Inside 4 minutes to go, Ireland just leading by 2. Mulhall kicks clear. Mulhall still going. Needs to be put down. Japan defence being tested. Now 2-on-1 here. This is an opportunity. Williams to O'Flynn. Audrey O'Flynn is going to score for Ireland. They've got one hand on this ball. She can take all the time in the world. Audrey O'Flynn for Ireland. She's had a bruiser of a tournament, and that is going to bring the smile to her face. The first try of the weekend, Sue.
Yeah, it's in the hands of Megan Williams here. It's 2-on-1. She takes the right option, Megan Williams. It's a bit of a loopy pass, but once it's gone to Audrey O'Flynn, there was only one result. She's had a great tournament, Audrey O'Flynn. Most of it in the contact area, most of it making metres forwards for her team. That time, scoring the try.
Well, Ireland pushed 9 points clear. Audrey O'Flynn and Anthony Eddy, well, is that a smile? He can't afford to smile yet, and still looks a little bit anxious there as Ireland regrouped and get ready to start again.
I think he's just got the sun in his eyes. A couple of minutes left to go, still the nerves will be jingling.
Well, if Japan were to score quickly here, it'd be game back on. So Ireland, I'm sure, will contest this. It's all about the high-hanging restart from Lucy Mulhall, the captain. That gives her team every opportunity. Up they go now. Boo leaves it. Ireland come back with it, and they have advantage. O'Flynn. Mulhall spots the gap. Mulhall through the gap. Lucy Mulhall for Ireland. What a try. Captain leading the way from County Wicklow. 2 minutes to go. That surely today is the icing on the cake.
Anthony Eddy can afford to smile now. I think Lucy Mulhall has had an excellent game for Ireland, put some thumping tackles in, pulled the strings as a playmaker in the middle, and then when she sees a gap, puts her head down and powers through it. Surely there's no way back for Japan now. A really, really strong, complete performance from Ireland that Anthony Eddy will be really happy with, I think.
Well, she spotted the mismatch in midfield, put her head down and said, "Thank you very much, brilliant try." Well, it's a remarkable turnaround from yesterday. I'm sure spirits in the camp were pretty low after 3 consecutive defeats, but this is a different level and a different Ireland team we're seeing today.
That's sevens for you, isn't it? You can have a really good first day and then bomb on the second. You can have a terrible first day and then turn it all around. That's exactly what Ireland have done, turned it around.
Japan still fighting. We've got just over a minute left to play. Yoko tackled well though. Flood hits her hard from behind. Japan happy to keep possession and try. They're looking the outside. I tell you, good strong running there from Taniguchi, but the ball squirts out into touch. Ireland can see the penalty.
Penalty awarded to Japan.
Quick tap from Japan. Mitsugi. Yoko. Nakamura, the captain. Nice hands from Japan. Yamanaka just about back. Flat, if anything, you'd have to say. Ireland having to defend now inside the 22. Result is not in doubt, but Japan still fighting right to the end. Ireland with their second ever highest total in the 7 series, 26 points. So a strong way to finish this tournament here in Atlanta. Japan trying to find a try to finish with their strength from Takano. ball at the back with Kuai. Yoko trying to size up any space on the outside number. Tackle from Claire Kyohan. And pick off the deck from Kuai. Japan trying to get one last score. Pass from Taniguchi, and we are going to have a try. Well, it has come. Mitsugi touches down to finish this off for Japan. It's not going to matter though, her first try of the weekend.
Yeah, nothing more than a consolation for Japan, but a great moment for Mitsugi to get over the line.
So conversion attempt then from Yamanaka. Scored the opening try for Japan. They must have thought, hey, this could be our day, but since then Ireland have been very impressive. This one isn't going to go over. So that will be that for Japan. The final whistle goes and Ireland can celebrate as bowl champions for 2016 here in Atlanta. And look what it means to them. 2 bottom place finishes both in Dubai and Sao Paulo, and finally they managed to get their hands on some silverware.
Yeah, it's a big turnaround from Ireland. The last 2 tournaments have been disappointing. Yesterday was disappointing, but to be able to take that disappointment